More details are coming to light about the horrific shooting at the elementary school in Uvalde, Texas. But more answers prompt more questions.
Questions that are centered around law enforcement response. And there are many families and parents in Idaho asking, what if this were to happen at my kid's school? What if this were my student? Tristan Lewis checked in with local police departments about safety and security at Idaho schools. And Tristan, they say they're pretty prepared.
Yeah, Brian and Morgan, police departments around the valley tell me they offer their officers the best training. They say they're confident in making their ability to make sure students and staff are safe. But to get that trust, it starts with their school resource officers. When it comes to safety and security within the walls of Idaho schools, Treasure Valley Police Department say school resource officers,
our SROs, I really give them a gold star,
are crucial.
They're there to integrate and communicate with students, build relationships with the school community, and make sure that people are safe.
Boise Police has 17 SROs in both West Ada and Boise school districts, including 2 supervisors. Nampa Police has 12 SROs in the Nampa School District with 1 supervisor. And Meridian Police Department has 11 SROs in West Ada.
They have to be pretty well-rounded because they're dealing with our younger populations.
Lieutenant Shawn Harper with Meridian PD says their well-rounded SROs go through hours of training each year.
We provide them ongoing training in regards to de-escalation. We deal with a lot of mental health training, anything that we can potentially do to help resolve any issues that go on in the school.
Those trainings also include ways to handle and stop an active shooter.
That training works in any environment, whether it's outdoors, indoors, schools, commercial, faith-based locations. That training is consistent across the board.
Boise Police Captain Spencer Bombi says officers around the region go through similar trainings.
All of us will respond to these emergencies when they happen. We want to make sure that we're using the same tactics and have the same protocols.
Trainings range from scenarios involving a single officer or multiple officers responding to strategies on entering structures and approaching threats.
We can't afford for an officer not to have the ability to go take action and stop the killing.
Nampa PD Sergeant Jason Cantrell says SROs are the first line of defense for schools.
They have that relationship for students to be able to come and tell them and say, hey, I've had another student that told me not to come to school tomorrow or not to come to school.
Cantrell says building those relationships stopped multiple potential tragedies within the last few years.
They feel that they can call them anytime, day and night.
And schools across the Gem State also work with the Idaho School Safety and Security Program. It falls under the Idaho Board of Education. The office visits and talks to schools about any vulnerabilities and recommendations to improve safety across the state. They do a vulnerability assessment for schools every 3 years. And Morgan Bryan, the office agrees SROs are a crucial part in handling emergency situations because they know the schools and first responders that would help firsthand.
And they're pretty involved with these active shooter drills that go on in these schools. Well, if you have kids in school, you know they happen quite a bit. So they're involved with that as well.
It's really helpful information. It just, I can't help but think it's heartbreaking that we're even going over this again.
Have to. Yep. All right. Thanks, Tristan.